welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and yeah, here in the Ruby Sea. Last time we paid the Ruby tithe to the pirates here, the Confederacy, to go on to Yangxia. However, we just heard that the Garlean Viceroy Yotsuyu is inspecting a fishing village in search for revolutionary elements. In other words, she's there to find someone she can blame for something and then punish them. At least that's what it sounded like. What are we waiting for? Come, come! Zoroban cannot have confirmed. Well, now that I think on it, it is passing strange he left without warning. Maybe he did not wish to be seen by his cogent brethren. I doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless, it may be prudent to return to his ship, or at least to the Confederate encampment. Ah, good. He's still here. I'm sure he has his reasons for his odd behavior, and I should like very much to hear them. Trust requires honesty. Oh, my friends. 1,000 pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brothers. Ours is a complex relationship. I pray you do not misinterpret their actions as a reflection of our allegiances as a whole. You understand? Kami be praised. Too often are shellers quick to judge all cogent for the deeds of one. Wait then. Now that our business with Tansui is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. I shall return to the ship and prepare for our departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. Ah, that reminds me. Serenia, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plans? The more they know of our movements, the less like we are to be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. Let me guess, you're an ether current? Well, this is ether current, it should be read. But I always say ether, yeah. Ether current. You, yes, you. Do you know of a ruby tithe, the ruby prize, the fortress in the middle of a ruby sea from which the Bakufu soldiers survey the surrounding waters? The other day we found one of them men stowed away on a ship we confiscated. With a bit of coaxing, he eventually confessed to doing some underhanded trading with a red cogent on behalf of his superior. Seems he thought he could avoid paying the ruby tithe by hiding aboard someone else's ship, but no one gets away with crossing our waters free of charge. As such, I'm looking to track down this superior of his and have him compensate us. If I try to sail to the ruby prize and look for him myself, however, I'll be blasted to smithereens before I can even make it halfway there. Do you think you could go in my stead? There's a man by the name of Ikaruga there. He's an old friend and should be able to identify who our captive superior is. That is where? Down there. To the isle we swam from, right? Last episode. Oh, you're one of the agents from the beach. Leaving us already? No need to pay the tithe, like Tatsu said. On the other hand, if you were to pursue our wares and find anything to your liking, we should be glad to sell it to you for a fair price. I quickly swim over there. Okay. That took a bit longer than expected. You have spoken with the Confederates up above then? Excellent. If you're ready to depart, we may do so at any time. All aboard! Then let us be off. I shall deliver you to the fishing village of Isari. Wait, Tansui said that Viceroy was holding court in one of the fishing villages, did he not? Should Isari chance to be the village in question, we should instantly find ourselves surrounded by Imperial soldiers. I think it's safer to come ashore some distance away. Very well. I know just the place. It would have been silly to try to swim all the way here. At least this time. So have your bearings? I know it can be difficult when you're on water. Finally home. Here we are. I am reasonably certain none bore witness to our approach. And with this I believe I have fulfilled the terms of our agreement. I bet you have. You have my deepest thanks, Soraban. Truly, we are blessed to have befriended such a clever and industrious merchant. Oh, you're much too kind, good sir. I know not where your path may lead, but I wish you the very best and hope that we shall meet again. So we finally arrived in Offat. All we need to do now is, liberate Doma. Ah yes, that. Look, doubting what it is, we do have one thing in our favor. The element of surprise. Unlike in Giabania, the Imperials don't know we're here. Admittedly, that may be our only advantage considering how few of us there are. Well, I expect the Dorman Liberation Front will even the odds a bit. But before that, we need to see if this is the fishing village Tansui was talking about. It may very well be. I smell ceruleum on the breeze. So machinery.
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
I think that is the point.
If only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become. Are we too late?
Over there, someone's coming.
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
The guy behind her we know as well.
The Viceroy herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Yep.
Filth and squalor everywhere I look. How very Doma. What I wouldn't do for a drink. Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember? 'Tis better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom.
Does it now?
I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You are free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should. A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Korjin this morning. They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane, but we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say? Bit slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word. Kill him. Surely you can do that much. He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
Very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there. Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
Such a bad person.
But they're my parents. You can't expect me to...
We can't. Not now.
She's right. They would simply take the villagers hostage. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our presence here, making it that much harder for us to work with the local rebels. To say nothing of the reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering. Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness. I will approach the village alone and identify myself as a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive. They will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand?
We live and die at the pleasure of the Kami. My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go. Hold out for as long as you can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
A great tower stands to the north and east. Look to its occupants for aid and succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle.
That man is brave.
Now, leave this place. I must go.
Another idiot like all the rest. I'm beginning to think it may be something fundamental. Something intrinsic. Something quintessentially Doman to ignore the simple truth. You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Well now, this is a surprise.
Hear me, Yotsuyu! Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Bring him to the tavern.
I hope we can get through to him. We just must. I hate this as much as you, maybe even more. Every fiber of my being was crying out to intervene, but what's done is done. Gosetsu's gamble has given us the time we need to find a solution. He bade us seek aid at the distant tower, yes? For want of a better idea, I say we do just that, while taking care to avoid the Imperials. So, I guess swimming again? She's right, this is not like the Reach. This is worse. They were defenseless. We seem to have evaded their patrols so far. What is that tower anyway? I've never seen anything like it. According to my map, we are on Onokoro and the tower is known as Heaven on High. A mysterious structure built long ago by persons unknown. And gods, listen to me. I'm starting to sound like oh gods, listen to me. I'm starting to sound like Alphano. Next thing you know, I'll be saying things like, as you are no doubt already aware. Over there, do you see it? Doesn't look like it's been dead for long. Whoever did this, were a good shot. I can't see a single stray arrow. Well, someone's hungry. Wait, that wasn't either of you two, was it? Calm down. We've got nothing to do with Wait, what am I doing? They can't possibly understand this. Probably no. Time to run, Lise. We save our strength for all but for any that give chase. You too, Serenia. I thought we were supposed to run, not fight. Ah, game. Well done, girls. Oh, that went better than expected. Just imagine if it had taken us by surprise. What a fine ending that would have been to our story. Anyway, I think it's safe to assume that the people at the tower know how to defend themselves. You'd have to, sharing an island with these things. Now all we need to do is convince them to help us. Confederates. The Confederacy headquarters are located on this island, so we tend to suffer the brunt of any attack upon our organization. Thankfully, there are many places to take cover here, and if need be, we can always escape by sea. So that's the way of it. Ah, there's a settlement here, and they've even got their own aetheryte. Wait a minute. I've seen that standard before. It was when we met with Tensoi, which means this place belongs to... Oh. Yeah? Eastern Bow. It would seem we have found a Confederate settlement, mayhap even the headquarters, judging by the size of the place. So Gosetsu bade us seek out the Confederacy for aid in Saka? The self-same Confederacy that refuses to openly oppose the Empire. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. At very least, they're unlike to ask us for the tithe. Look who is here again. Let me take that Everite. Even if a Skywatcher. This should make things easier. Maybe. What won't bring you hither of all places? We're not bound for offered straws. Yeah, we stumbled upon a problem. I see. I trust you have not forgotten our previous conversation on the subject? No? Then what do you want? A second opinion? Very well. Come with me. I take you to the captain. Rasho. Just like that? An audience with a leader? Just like that? An audience with a leader? How very accommodating. We must needs choose our words carefully. You leave it to me. I've always been good with people. And this also gives me a chance to use the Eastern greeting they showed me in Revenant's Hall. I don't know. As much as I like Lise, I wouldn't call her diplomatic. It's never this simple. Not with pirates. And if they're anything like Garlean, then may the gods have mercy on us all. On second thought, maybe I shouldn't be the one to do this. Greetings. You must be Rasho, leader of the Confederacy and so on. I realize this is all a bit sudden, but the thing is, we have a little favor to ask. Oh god, I've probably broken half a dozen rules of high-strung etiquette already. Well, I'm sorry about that, but you have to understand that we're in a hurry, so I'm going to stop talking now. Men who revere manners and tradition can be found the world over, but not here. Your candour's appreciated. Speak your heart. Gosetsu, a former leader of a rebellion. I know of him. Why he bade you petition us for aid in Saka, however, I know not. At the risk of repeating myself, to join the Confederacy is to renounce all other ties. We are beholden to none, allied with none. When Doma was invaded by the Empire 25 years ago, we did not rush to her defense. Knowing this, do you honestly expect us to help you drive the Imperial forces out of Isari? The Garleans have long maintained a presence in this region, and we would be fools to break the peace, fragile as it is. Besides, you are capable warriors, yes? With guile and preparation, you can surely resolve this matter yourself. It is imperative that our presence here remains secret for as long as possible. For us to openly engage the Imperials at this time would endanger everything we have come here to achieve. You have told us why you cannot fight, not why we should fight in your stead. If you would speak to me of life saved, I would speak to you of slaughter. How many will die when all pretense is lost and the Garleans declare war on the Confederacy? Hate is a luxury we can't afford. You are free to come and go as you please, but you will receive no further aid. Thank you for your hospitality. If you would excuse us. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Hey Serenia, I know it didn't go well, but I'm not prepared to give up on them yet. Gosetsu told us to come here for a reason. He must have believed we could convince him to help us. We just have to work out how. My thoughts exactly. I'm glad to hear we're on the same mind. 'Tis little wonder they refused. We have done naught to persuade them. The real work begins now. We need to learn more about the Confederacy, what their needs and weaknesses are. Once we know that, we will know how to earn their trust. And that means going around asking people, eh? So, but we will deal with the Confederacy next time, I think. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.